you ever felt something watching you? Even when you're completely alone, some places carry energy that cannot be explained, a heaviness that seeps into your bones. These aren't haunted houses built for tourists. These are real places with real stories. And if you ever go there, you might never come back the same. Here are 7 cursed places you should never ever visit. Number 7. The Island of the Dolls, Mexico, hidden deep within the tangled canals of Aokigahara. Just south of Mexico City lies a place that sends chills down the spine of anyone who dares to visit. This is the Island of the Dolls, a place where hundreds of decaying broken dolls hang from trees, cling to walls, and rest lifelessly in the undergrowth. Many are eyeless, limbless, or missing their heads, their empty stares forever fixed, unblinking. Legend tells of a man named Don Julian Santana Barrera who once lived alone on the island. He believed the spirit of a young girl who drowned nearby haunted the land. In a desperate attempt to appease her ghost, he began collecting old dolls that floated in the canals, hanging them throughout the island as a form of spiritual offering. But the more dolls he hung, the stranger the island became. Locals whisper of hearing voices at night, of doll eyes that move on their own, and heads that slowly turn to follow anyone who walks by. Some believe the dolls protect the island, others are convinced they imprison something far more sinister within. The most disturbing detail: Don Julian himself was later found drowned in the very same spot where the girl had once died. Today, the island still stands, and those who are brave enough to approach it often leave with the same unnerving feeling that something unseen is watching their every move. Number 6. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. At the base of the majestic Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara Forest, a seemingly serene, lush green expanse. On the surface, it appears calm and untouched by time. But beyond its beauty lies a dark secret that both locals and visitors can feel the moment they step inside, a chilling sensation, as if unseen eyes are watching. Aokigahara has long earned its grim nickname, the Suicide Forest. The number of people who have chosen to end their lives here is so high that the government has placed signs at the entrance pleading, "Your life is a precious gift. Please seek help." The trees are so dense that sunlight barely filters through, casting everything in a muted, eerie gloom. There's no sound of birds, no wind, only a heavy, deathly silence. Many have gone missing in the forest, their bodies never found. Some who enter speak of whispering voices in the wind, of fleeting shadows passing by, only to find no one there. Locals believe the forest is haunted, cursed by the tormented souls who remain trapped within, unable to move on. Compasses often malfunction, GPS signals vanish, and visitors report losing their way, gripped by fear and disorientation. Even nearby residents avoid the forest after dark. Tour guides tie red ropes to the trees to avoid getting lost, and always warn, never walk alone. Aokigahara is not just a forest, it's an invisible doorway, one that can pull the fragile-minded into its depths, both literally and metaphorically. Number 5. Hoja Baciu Forest, Romanian. In the city of Cluj-Napoca in Romania lies Hoja Baciu, Forest, a place long nicknamed the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania. Here, time, space, and logic seem to unravel. At first glance, the forest looks harmless. Slender trees, lush green leaves, a quiet, peaceful air. But the deeper you go, the more something feels wrong, as if invisible eyes are tracking your every step. At the heart of the forest is a perfectly circular clearing. The grass grows low, but no trees grow there ever. Scientists have studied the area for decades, searching for an explanation. No toxins, no radiation, no biological abnormalities, and still no trees. Why? No one knows. Those brave enough to spend the night have reported chilling, life-altering experiences, feeling disoriented even while standing still, hearing unexplainable sounds, footsteps, and breathing right beside them. Strange burn marks appearing on their skin, sudden blackouts and memory loss lasting for hours. There's even a tale of a little girl who vanished in the forest, only to return years later, exactly the same age as when she disappeared. She had no memory of where she'd been or what had happened. Some believe Hoja Bachu is a portal to another dimension, where the boundaries between our world and something else have fractured. A place where realities bleed together and time breaks apart. One thing is certain. Once you step into Hoya Bachu, you may no longer belong to this world. Number 4. Poveglia Island, Italy. Amid the still waters of the Venetian lagoon lies a small island that locals dare not speak of by name. That island is Poveglia, considered one of the most cursed and haunted places in all of Europe. In the 18th century, during the height of the Black Plague, tens of thousands of infected victims were brought here for quarantine. They died in agony, screaming, and were burned on the island. It is said the soil itself was mixed with human ash, so much so that even the trees no longer look natural. But the horror didn't end there. In the early 20th century, a psychiatric hospital was built right atop this land of death. Patients claimed they saw things no one believed, heard whispers echoing through the halls at night, and felt invisible hands dragging them from their beds. Their cries were dismissed as delusions. Legend has it, a cruel doctor used the island to perform unspeakable experiments, drilling into skulls, electroshock, and psychological torture. Eventually, he went mad himself and leaped from the bell tower to his death. Some say he was pushed by the very spirits he had tormented. Today, Poveglia is abandoned. The buildings lie in ruins. The bell tower still stands, but no one dares go near. Fishermen avoid casting nets nearby, afraid they might pull up something that isn't fish. The island is closed to the public. The Italian government forbids anyone from stepping foot there, and yet those who sneak in and return always say the same thing. Something is still alive on that island. Number 3. The Screaming Tunnel, Canada, Ontario. Canada, hidden beneath an old railway line near Niagara Falls. Ontario lies a small limestone tunnel, barely 20 meters long. Locals call it the Screaming Tunnel. It sounds like nothing more than a spooky legend, until you hear the scream for yourself. According to local lore, Hundreds of years ago, a wooden house once stood near the tunnel's entrance. One night, the house caught fire. In the chaos, a young girl, her clothes engulfed in flames, ran into the tunnel, desperately trying to escape. She collapsed inside and died in agony, her final scream echoing off the stone walls. Since then, the story goes, if you enter the tunnel at midnight, strike a match and let the flame burn. The moment it flickers out, you'll hear a piercing scream erupt from the darkness. Some say they hear weeping, others feel a cold breath against their ear, or catch a glimpse of a girl standing at the end of the tunnel, vanishing in a blink. No camera has ever captured solid evidence, but those who've tried describe an overwhelming unnatural presence, a sudden drop in temperature, even during summer, unexplained whispers inside their minds, and in some cases pure panic, forcing them to flee and never return. Skeptics say it's all psychological, a shared hallucination, but the question remains, if it's all in our heads, why do so many people hear the exact same scream? And if you ever try it for yourself, will you stay long enough to hear what's waiting in the dark? Number 2. Bangar Fort, India's forbidden fortress in the remote deserts of Rajasthan, India, stands the ruins of Bangar Fort, a place that, at first glance, appears to be just another forgotten relic of history. But don't let appearances deceive you. This is no ordinary monument. It's said to be one of the most cursed places in all of India. Right at the entrance, a large sign posted by the Indian government warns visitors in both Hindi and English entering the fort after sunset is strictly prohibited, not because of wild animals or unsafe terrain, but because of something else, something unexplainable. According to legend, centuries ago, a dark sorcerer fell in love with a beautiful princess who lived in the fort. He attempted to use black magic to win her heart, but was discovered and executed. Before dying, he placed a terrible curse on the kingdom that it would be swallowed by darkness forever. Soon after, the entire kingdom of Bangar fell. Its people perished. The fort crumbled. No one survived. Since then, locals refuse to go near the ruins after dark. They whisper of shadowy figures passing through solid walls, of cries echoing at midnight, and the unsettling feeling that someone or something is always watching. Some thrill seekers have dared to spend the night and were never seen again. Visitors have reported cameras malfunctioning, phones dying for no reason, and compasses spinning uncontrollably. It's as if the very laws of physics no longer apply inside these walls. Today, Bangar Fort is open to tourists, but only during daylight hours. When the sun begins to set, everyone is asked to leave, because locals believe that after dusk, the gate to the other world begins to open. Number 1. The door to hell. Turkmenistan. Amid the vast, scorched expanse of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan lies a fiery pit that seems to lead straight into the underworld. Locals call it by a chilling name, the door to hell. This blazing crater is actually a collapsed natural gas field that caught fire in 1971 during Soviet drilling operations. Fearing the spread of toxic gas, engineers set it alight, thinking the flames would burn out in a few days. They were wrong. The fire never stopped. Over 50 years later, the pit still burns violently and endlessly. The temperature inside reaches several hundred degrees Celsius. The crater spans over 70 meters wide and nearly 30 meters deep, spewing flames and toxic heat day and night, as if something beneath is screaming to escape. Locals believe no man-made fire could burn this long. They speak of animals avoiding the area, of strange recurring nightmares near the crater, and at times flashes of glowing eyes deep within the flames. No one dares linger too long. Some claim that if you stand at the edge of the pit at night, you might hear a whisper calling your name. Is it just the wind, or is something down there waiting for you to answer? They call it an accident of science, but others believe something else entirely. We may have opened a door that was never meant to be opened, and now not every terrifying place exists only in fairy tales. Not every curse is just a product of imagination, and not everything science hasn't explained is superstition. The places you've just heard about, from the island of rotting dolls to the haunted suicide forest to the eternal flame burning in the desert, are all real. They are not horror movie sets. They are not ancient legends. They are part of the world you live in. What makes these places truly terrifying isn't ghosts. It's the feeling that once you enter, the world begins to behave in ways that no longer belong to us. COMPASS. Lose direction. Voices come from places where no one stands. Lifeless objects like dolls blink when no one is looking. The scenery may remain the same, but something inside you shifts. Maybe you don't believe. Maybe you think it's all exaggerated, but thousands have entered and never come out the same. Because in some places, just setting foot inside is enough to carry a curse for life. So, if one day you spot a strange location on the map, or hear a voice calling from a place without a name, remember this: not every door is meant to be opened, and once you open it, are you sure you'll be lucky enough to walk back out?